Welcome to the Full Moon Film Buff, episode 102. We're going to talk about Moonchild from 1984. I watched this on Tubi. I had not seen this before. As always, we start with the prominent crew and cast. You can always find links to a complete credit list in the show notes. This film was written and directed by Todd Sheets. Todd Sheets is an independent filmmaker known for his work in the horror and exploitation genres. In the late 80s and throughout the 90s, he gained a reputation for producing ultra-low-budget, gory horror films that often pushed boundaries of taste and censorship. Sheets' films are characterized by extreme violence, practical special effects, and outrageous plot lines, developing a cult among horror fans. After a hiatus, he returned in the 2010s with a new horror films, showing a more polished approach while maintaining his signature style. Throughout his career, Sheets has worked with limited resources, often self-financing projects, and taking on multiple roles in each production. He continues to be active in the independent horror scene, with some considering him a cult figure in the low-budget horror cinema. The cast includes Augie Alvarez as Jacob Stryker, Kathleen McSweeney as Athena, Julie King as Rocky, Dave Miller as Talon, Kyrie King as Weasel, Stefan Hilt as Caleb, I think, Kathy Metz as Dr. Andronimus, Carol Barta as Medusa, and Jody Rovick as Captain Simpson. All I could find out about any of these actors is that they have all worked on more than one Todd Sheets film. I really admire the sheer gumption behind the existence of this movie. However, I do not recommend it at all. This is in the running for the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not speaking hyperbolically. Do not waste your 90 minutes. If you want to see it, go in knowing what it is. Now, let's cover the synopsis. A punk in black leather trench coat escapes from some techno-futurist samurai cops? Buckle up, Wolfpack. This is going to be crazy. This is Jacob Stryker, the last subject of the Moonchild project, and the authorities want to terminate him. There's a fight on a truck driving maybe 5 miles an hour. Jacob commandeers the truck and leads the slowest car chase I have ever seen in a movie before he evades the authorities. Jacob goes into the sewer, where 2 kids immediately capture him. Jacob escaped from the Sodality and its leader, Dr. Kronos. 3 bounty hunters are sent to hunt Jacob. Jacob is a human-wolf hybrid trained in combat, computers, everything. He can shapeshift but doesn't know it. The Sodality has Jacob's son Caleb, and they're experimenting on the boy, who has inherited his dad's odd genetics. Everyone believes Caleb can cure diseases, for no reason ever explained. Trapper and Jacob fight poorly. Jacob begins transforming, but kills the bounty hunter before the transformation is complete. The rebellion will assist Jacob because, I don't know. The rebellion's doc tells Jacob that he's retained control over his own mind, which we knew that. He also has a bomb in his stomach with the explosive power of 4 dozen sticks of dynamite that will detonate in 72 hours. We didn't know that. The doc can deactivate the bomb, but needs a MacGuffin device. Jacob makes out with Athena, the leader of the rebellion, while they argue about fate and faith and hope. The Strange Band adds 2 new members because I still don't know. Seriously, Wolfpack, my brain is liquefying. Suddenly, Sodality troopers show up, forcing another low-speed car chase. Even at these low speeds, I am worried about the safety of the performers doing the stunts. By the way, the bounty hunters drive a Ford Taurus. The good guys sit around a campfire before 3 randos in white jumpsuits capture them and bring them to the cannibal mutants. What? I've got 30 more minutes to get through. The good guys escape the completely unguarded pit they were in, only to have a big brawl with the mutants. They convince the mutant leader to let them save Caleb so that he can save the world. People put a lot of faith in this boy. The gang takes to the sewer to get into the compound where they hold the child. Weasel turns traitor. Why? I don't know. Lothos and Sodality goons capture them again. Lothos has brainwashed Caleb. Jacob fights Ursula while Caleb watches. Jacob hits her so hard she bursts into flames. The Sodality mob attacks Jacob. The cannibal mutants show up to fight the mob. Why? Lothos takes off with Caleb. Jacob follows and gets captured again, untortured. Jacob convinces Caleb to turn on Lothos. Dr. Kronos shows up and decides to eat Caleb. What? Jacob gets his shirt torn off, mostly so that he can finally morph poorly into the thickest werewolf I've ever seen. He kills Dr. Kronos and finds the rest of the gang. The doc removes Jacob's stomach bomb, and he becomes the new leader of the rebellion. Medusa becomes the leader of the sodality and threatens us with a sequel. I have no idea if it was ever made. The effects in this compare poorly to the worst effects you've ever seen in a Doctor Who episode. There are 1.5 transformations, and it's a bare bones computer morph from one still image to another. The one upside of this is that this is completely new werewolf lore. The downside, it's incoherent. Mad scientists create Jacob by splicing human and wolf DNA together. What triggers his transformations? Never explained. They have nothing to do with the moon, and he has no special weaknesses. He just turns into a big furry Hulk. That's it. So let's talk about the one interesting thing about this movie to me, and that is its post-apocalyptic setting. I can't think of a post-apocalyptic werewolf flick that predates this film, so they did it first. Now, I don't think this film does the setting well, so I'm just going to discuss these fictional settings in general. Post-apocalyptic settings have long captivated artists, offering a canvas to explore human nature, social structures, and the resilience in the face of catastrophe. These narratives typically unfold in a world where civilization has collapsed due to events like natural war, pandemics, environmental disasters, zombie uprisings, or alien invasions. Their appeal lies in stripping away modern societal complexities, allowing examination of fundamental human aspects in extreme circumstances. They also provide a compelling backdrop for intense cinematic action. The genre's literary roots trace all the way back to Mary Shelley's The Last Man from 1826. So another vote for Mary Shelley as the GOAT. But it truly flourished during the Cold War era. Works like George R. Stewart's Earth Abides in 1949 and John Wyndham's The Day of the Triffids in 1951 explored global catastrophe aftermaths, focusing on survival, societal rebuilding, and moral dilemmas faced by survivors in a world where the old rules no longer apply. Cinema embraced post-apocalyptic settings enthusiastically, creating immersive depictions of devastated worlds. Early films like On the Beach in 1959 tackled nuclear war aftermaths, reflecting Cold War anxieties. As the genre evolved, a wider range of scenarios emerged. Planet of the Apes in 1968 used the setting to comment on social issues, while Mad Max in 1979 established iconic imagery of desert wastelands and vehicular warfare. The 80s and 90s saw further diversification, with The Terminator in 1984 exploring AI consequences and Waterworld in 1995 envisioning a future submerged by global warming. These films not only entertained, but also served as cautionary tales about technology, environmental degradation, and civilization's fragility. Recent years have seen a resurgence in post-apocalyptic settings across media. Films like The Road in 2009 offer grim, realistic portrayals of survival, while Mad Max Fury Road in 2015 reinvigorated the action-oriented side with amazing visual spectacle. Television franchises like The Walking Dead explored long-form storytelling in these settings, delving deeper into societal rebuilding challenges. The genre's versatility allows it to serve as a backdrop for diverse themes. It can provide fertile ground for action-packed adventures or deep philosophical explorations, as seen in Children of Men in 2006. Filmmakers critique contemporary issues by extrapolating them to extreme conclusions, addressing concerns like climate change, wealth disparity, and technological perils. Even fantastical scenarios like zombie outbreaks offer opportunities for substantive thematic exploration. The enduring popularity of post-apocalyptic settings speaks to their power to resonate with audiences' anxieties about the future. These narratives serve as a mirror, reflecting fears about the present and our hopes for human resilience. As long as humanity faces challenges, and we're going to continue to face challenges, the post-apocalyptic genre will remain fertile ground for storytellers to explore human nature and the possibilities that arise when society is forced to start again. So, if you like Lycanthropes, like, share, and subscribe. Contribute your thoughts and additional observations in the comments below. Let me know what I missed or what you noticed. Next, I plan on discussing Monster Mash, the movie from 1995. Keep your eye on the moon, a silver bullet in the chamber, and we'll see you back next episode.